Hi, I'm Mario, and this is one video in a series where I install a lithium battery bank inside my Chevy Colorado. So before we go any further into details, I want to make sure that everybody understands that this is not a tutorial. This is not me telling anybody how to work on their vehicle or how to work around batteries or how to work around electricity. That's not what this is about. This is simply for entertainment purposes where you can see what I did to my truck. What I want to work on specifically for this video is building out the box and getting the batteries placed inside the truck. Long time coming. So what I'm talking about as far as a box is just having my four walls around my base. So the box that I'm going to use to store the lithium batteries, the walls are HDPE and they're 3/4 inch thick. The base is acetal, that's 1/2 inch thick. And what I want to start with is these number 8 wood screws. I'm going to fasten the walls from below. What I want to do is I want to make sure I have the right size drill bit. I want to start by this. A lot of people say don't use pilots. And I'm not going to go that route. So the other thing is that if I use too small of a drill, then it doesn't seem like I'm removing enough materials, and then I'm actually pushing the HDPE outward. I'm going to test this 1/8 inch drill bit here on a spot where I believe I'm going to use it in the future. One good thing about working in the kitchen. I don't see any deformation, and that thing really feels like it's in there. My drill bit is just long enough for these wood screws, so I can go all the way to the chuck. So if I was standing at the passenger door and looking into the vehicle, my shelf would be oriented this way, where I have my hole for my one fastener here. This is where the screws are going to go to fasten this shelf to the truck. I'll have other screws over here in the front. So what I need to do now is my wood screws need to go up from beneath. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around. So now what I need to do is I need to delineate where 3/4 inch is, because that's how thick my walls are gonna be. And I'm going to use this corner here is going to be my cornerstone, so I will lay my cornerstone first. So what I've done here is I've laid out some tape to delineate where one of the walls is going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and place 3 screws here. This is the bottom of my shelf, so the screws are going to go upwards. And I think what I'm going to do is start with the center. So 8.5 inches. And this will be where my 17-inch wall is going to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and I'll just drill this center one here. And I can see that I went through, I have my wood there. Then I'm just going to eyeball where the ends would best be placed. And there's my wood. All right. I am using flathead screws, so I'm going to go ahead and counter bore. Now that I have that, I need to pilot into the edge, the side of the wall. The wall's going to be something like this, and I need to screw into the side of the wall. So that's where I have this set up here on the end. Hopefully I know what I'm doing. So one thing to keep in mind when working with this plastic product is that it does have imperfections. The point here is I'm going to do one fastener at a time. I'm not sure how good one fastener at a time is going to work, because this product I need to evacuate that plastic when I drill the pilot. I think I'm going to second guess myself and just drill out these next two. Well, I'm definitely curious to see what we got. All right, not too bad. Maybe about a 32nd of an inch off here. The corner looks really good. Seems kind of rigid. And I don't know how much of the bow I actually want to take out, because if I add rigidity here, it might force itself loose in the vehicle. No pre-drilling here. I'm going to start at my corner, and here I'm going to use 2 screws. And I probably could have done a better job measuring, but I'm going to eyeball it. Most critical will be getting it straight. I think I just pushed it out of the way. But I'm just going to make sure that I got it deep enough here and it's straight. I do need to counter bore. All right, I'm going to add a third screw because I honestly think that I over-torqued that. I'm going to play around with these ones a little bit. Yeah, these are... All right, well, I got a pretty significant issue, and it has to do with this rearmost anchor point for the shelf. I can't have the batteries over the top of that hex nut. There's just going to be too much flexing on the shelf, and it's going to rub the batteries. So honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. It was kind of, I was trying to avoid that from the beginning, and then somehow in the middle of everything, I was thinking to myself, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that when I ran into issues with the rivet nut. So bottom line, I'm gonna have to find another anchor point, and so I'm going to rethink this. I was thinking maybe this was an original plan to have the batteries stacked in this fashion, but because of how these batteries are tapered smaller towards the base, it just creates issues, just too many issues. So I think I'm just gonna have to find another spot. So essentially, that is not going to work there. That hole there, that's where my rivet nut failed. So I can maybe go here, or I can go, I don't know, somewhere else. Maybe I can go back here and cut a keyway. Whatever the solution, that is not going to work. I was even thinking of just not having any bolts towards the rear, but I think that's just going to be too much for the screws up here, especially after breaking that one screw, just shearing it off. All right, well, let's find a solution.